Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the How Did You Learn to Do That podcast. Thank you so much for coming back this week for another great episode. So this week it'll just be me, and I wanted to share a little bit about something I've been working on over the last couple of weeks. You may have known about it if you heard my stories, so I want to take a minute to share about it. But just before I do, I want to say thank you so much for all the love and support you've given to me and to this podcast and platform and helping us grow over the last couple of weeks. And we're so excited to be growing week after week and to be reaching so many more of you out there. And if you could continue to share, like, and subscribe on our social media accounts, as well as on YouTube and podcast platforms rather, that would be amazing. And I would so appreciate it. And also, just before we start the episode this week, you may know that this week we are doing a challenge to get you to connect deeper with yourself. So if you want to get in on the challenge, just go over to our website, howdidyoulearntotothat.com, and just sign up for our email list, and you'll get newsletters monthly with content specifically for you as a newsletter subscriber, but you will get access to a free journaling guide to get you started and help you, give you some tips and tricks of how to journal for different things, and also you'll get the challenge. So I'm so excited to have you all join us. Please remember to tag us and use our hashtags, how did you learn to do that challenge, and connect deeper with yourself challenge. So I'm so excited to have you join us, and let me know how it goes. Send me a message or an email, let me know. So I'll get started on this week's episode. So as many of you know, and I think I talked about this in episode 2 with Jackie. Jackie from Aloha Kai Apparel, she actually, her and a group of other women, they organize a community of people that do the magic a couple times throughout the year. So Jackie put out a call recently saying that they were going to start another session of the magic, and she was seeing if anybody was interested. So after having her on the podcast and hearing about it, also hearing about the magic in general, I decided I was going to purchase the book and purchase a couple copies. So one, you'll see I did a giveaway a couple weeks ago with 2 gratitude journals. And then I purchased a magic copy for myself and some gratitude journals. And then I also gave one away to my cousin, who at this time I feel will really benefit from it. So I was excited to get started, and I just needed a bit of a push. So when Jackie sent this message out, I was so excited and I was on board. So I started, and I've been doing it every day since. So it's been 18 days from the time of this recording, actually. But on Monday, when this releases, I think I'll be almost at 19, 20, 20. I'll be at day 22. And that'll almost be at the end. There's 28 days in the whole practice. So it is a bit of a long one. It's a month long roughly, but it is so worth it. And it really gets you into the habit of being grateful every single morning. So for me, I'll start at the beginning. For me, I felt that I really needed a morning routine, and I've been working, to a morning routine, and I've been doing yoga and meditation, but I needed some time to actually journal. And I journal using the Daily Greatness Journal, which is great, but I wanted something that was a bit lengthier, a bit longer, where I had to dig a little bit deeper into myself, my purpose, my passions, what's around me, my relationships, my desires for life. And so the magic has really given me that ability, and has really given me that opportunity to dig much deeper with myself. And so every morning I look forward to the 20 minutes that I get to myself to do the magic practice. And I do it every single day. And there's things that you actually do throughout the day. So I find that even though I do it first thing in the morning, and depending on what the practice is, most of it can be done in the morning, which is when I do it actually, but you can do it throughout the day. But I do notice that even though I do the work in the morning, I am thinking about it throughout the day. And I am applying practices from days previous to other days, and just kind of paying attention to how I have been behaving, how much I've changed, kind of what's really happening around me as I take on this challenge. So I wanted to share a little bit about that with you. So first off, I'll start off by showing you the book again. So this is The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. So in this book, she has, I'll show you just how it's structured. so you know. So if we look at this, so there's some illustrations. There's, I would say up to 5 pages to read, not much really. This one only had 3. And then here you'll see it has the actual practice of the day. So every single day you want to count your blessings first thing in the morning. So that's really saying what you're grateful for, but not just saying what you're grateful for, but saying why. So you're grateful for blank because blank. And really understanding the why is key, because we can say that we're grateful for this and that and this and that, but if we don't understand why we're grateful for those things, you don't get to really reap the benefits of gratitude as deeply. So for me, I find that I got to a place where I had been giving gratitude for the relationships around me, the things around me, the places around me, the environment around me. And then I just realized that I wanted to give gratitude for things deeper that I don't think about as often. So that's where I've noticed me getting much deeper and really reaping the benefits of gratitude and just understanding myself more and what's really truly important to me in life. And I've realized it's really made a difference in some things for me. So I'm super grateful for that. And it's been so nice. So, so this then tells you what the practice is. So for this one in particular, it's called the magic footsteps. You'll take 100 magic footsteps for about 90 seconds in gratitude anytime during the day. So it can be early in the day, it could be in the evening, afternoon, right before bed. It could be just whenever it works for you. So that's what's so great about this, is that you don't have to dedicate a long period of time. So if you just do the gratefulness, counting your blessings actually in the mornings, it normally just takes me about 10 minutes to write it out and then go back and say thank you. So it doesn't take very long. And then the practice itself, I find on average the practices, they don't take very long. The longest one I did was I would say 20 minutes, but that was a really long one. On average, they don't take that long. They take 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It really depends how deep you want to get into it and how much time you really want to spend on it. So if you want to spend longer on it, that's great. And if you just are short in time, it's also fine, because you could spend a little bit or a lot of time, whatever works for you. And then you every evening you do there's a magic rock that you hold, and you just remember what is the best thing you did that day, and you say thank you to it, and you remember and think about it. So I wanted to show you some of my stuff. So this is, I like these moleskin type journals. They're just super simple, and I like because you can lay it flat, you can fold it over, you can do a lot with it. And I don't really like journals that are structured too much, where I can't bend or I can't write. It's a bit uncomfortable. And I like to kind of write all over the place. So sometimes I like to write outside, which means I'm holding the book on my knees as I'm sitting on my porch, or like on the couch or on a desk. So I just like it all over the place. So I like a journal that I can kind of fold and maneuver to suit whatever way I'm sitting at the time. But so I went ahead and I wrote Angeza's journal on here, and you'll see here it's full. Okay, you see, so it's full. I just wrapped this one up today, and I started a second one because I ran out of space and I was so excited, so I wanted to get on to another one. So then there's tons of things that you do that you have in front of you. So over the last 18 days, there's been different practices that I've had to do. And so what I do is, for my desk, I leave all of them out right in front of me on my desk, because I just want to look back and realize what I did. And some days, if I'm feeling a certain way, I want to go back to it. So I did one, I'll say a couple of weeks ago. It was around my health. I just wasn't feeling so good. So I just asked for I just was wondering why. And I was trying to ask myself, why do I not feel good? And I remember I did this practice where I had to write out on a little sticky note or a note, and it said, the gift of health is keeping me alive. So the gift of health is keeping me alive. And you just kept saying to yourself that. And because I had it right in front of me on my desk, I looked at it and I went back to that practice, and I said, what was that practice about? And what do I need to do to feel that today? And I remember it was just thanking your body and thanking your health for for being there for you, because if you don't have your health, you often are ill, or you're sick, or you're just not feeling well. And it just really, it alters the way you live your life and how you're able to live your life. So I thanked myself um, I thank myself for the gift of health. I thank the universe for the gift of health that's been given to me. And I did notice that I did start to feel a little bit different. So I just felt a bit more energized the next morning. I felt a bit more ready to go. I stopped feeling the nausea or the headaches, the aches and pains. And then I realized that there was ways I can address those that I sort of forget sometimes. So I get headaches a lot. I get migraines a lot. So I hadn't had them for so long, and I actually haven't had them in the last week, which is amazing because I do get them quite often. And I realized that for me, it was just about adjusting my pillow was a big thing for me, but doing yoga, doing my stretches, make sure that I'm rolling out my back and my neck, and allowing myself time to just relax, taking a bath or getting a massage, or um, putting some ointments on, or some rollers just to see how I feel, or some essential oils always help me too. So I feel that that really helps me. So it was amazing how I just also told myself that I am feeling better, and it did feel better. So, the power of gratitude, you just have to believe it. And I think I mentioned this last week on the episode with Nicola, but sometimes, when I tell people the practices that I'm doing with the magic, they kind of laugh at me, at least my friends that don't believe as much in the power of gratitude. They just laugh, and they just kind of, question whether it's true, or if it's really working, or if it's just a coincidence. But I'll go through all of the stuff that I've done so far and all the things that I have, because I just want to explain to you how I felt in my experience. And you don't have to believe that this is going to work for yourself, but at least you can listen how it worked for me, and then you can give it a try and just really try your best to believe, even if you feel like you don't. But you have to just try to believe in order to really see if it's going to work for you, and if the power of gratitude is really going to move you closer to your dreams and your desires in life. So I just want to show you this. So on the second day, they ask you to find a rock that's smooth. So I'll just show it to you. You see, it's pretty smooth. Even this part looks rugged. It's not. It's smooth. I remember thinking to myself that I didn't have a rock. And that day I was busy because I had to clean the entire house. I had to get prepped for something. And so then I said, when am I even going to find time to go get a rock and then look for a rock that's smooth? Because I don't have a lot of rocks nearby me. I'd have to actually go somewhere for it. And then I said, in the context of the coronavirus, I didn't really want to be rummaging through playgrounds or other areas because they were closed at this time. And it would be kind of hard to get a rock. And I didn't want to get a rock in case, you never know. So I was a little bit nervous about it. And then I thought to myself, oh, let me just see where I can find a rock. And as I was thinking about it, I was just thinking about this rock as I was cleaning the house. I was decluttering and going through old boxes and cupboards and all that. And I went through this one box that we have downstairs where we just kind of throw, when you just get your mail, you don't know where to file it yet. So we just kind of dump everything into that. It's kind of like a little junk box for us. So I went through there, and then I found this rock. And I remembered my daughter actually found this rock, and she would refuse to let it go and wanted us to bring it home with her. And this was many months ago. So I said, okay, we'll bring it home. And as soon as I came home, she washed her hands and she went to have dinner. And I said, I'm going to put this rock in this bin, because chances are I'm not okay with her playing with this rock right now, because at that time she was young, much younger. So I would say almost 10 months. And I just didn't want her to put it in her mouth and break a tooth or anything like that. So I just left it in the box and I forgot about it. But the fact that I was thinking about it and I came across this, and it just made it a bit special that my daughter actually picked it up and wouldn't let it go. And we brought it home, and that whole trajectory, that whole sequence was just amazing. So I thought it was special for me to have a rock that my daughter actually picked out. So it's just crazy that these things just come. They just come once you believe in it, and they just show up at your door. They show up in your space because you just believe in it. So that was awesome. So this other one was around money. So this one said, you know, that there's so much money that you've been given throughout your whole entire life since you were a baby. So this one, it asked me to put a sticky note on a piece of bill and thank thank the universe for all the money that I've been given throughout my life. So rent, hydro, electricity, school supplies, food, being driven around, just everything and anything that you have ever received in life had in some way it has to do with money. So giving thanks for all the money that you've received in your life is very, very important. And just being grateful for that, because, you know, for those of us that are parents now, we realize how much money goes into keeping a house up and running, making sure that you have the ability to drive, make sure you have the ability to do certain things. So it's really important. So yeah, so that's, I put that on a $5 Canadian bill, and you carry it around with you and you just look at it and you think about it. So a couple other things. You may have heard of the magic check previously. So it's a blank check from the Gratitude Bank of the Universe, with an unlimited abundance account balance. And yeah, I just did this yesterday actually, and I had been thinking about it. I wanted to get my daughter a pickler triangle for her because she's into climbing now. So I put that on there with the cost of the pickler triangle and a ramp, and I'm putting it out in the universe and being very grateful and thankful. And the idea behind the magic check, I will share in just a minute, because I want to go through the magic board first, around my dreams and desires. And I really want, because that one had the biggest impact on me. So I wanted to share about that, but it's the same premise for the check as well. And I'll go back to the check also. The other thing was, around money, was looking at some bills that you have paid and then bills that you need to pay. And bills that you have paid, you just think, you know, say thank you paid, and you just thank the universe for the money that you received to pay that bill. And the ones that you haven't, you just say thank you for the money to pay this bill. And you thank the universe for the money before you even have it, because when you're grateful for the money before you get it, then that's how magic of gratitude works, and that's how you will receive that money over time. So I don't want to give away all the practices because I need you to do it on your own. It's so good. I've had a really great experience. So at the beginning of the gratitude, it asks you actually to, what it does is it actually asks you to write out what are all your dreams and desires for different areas of your life. You know, your relationships, your work, your career, your fitness, health, your dreams, desires, material things, just everything you can think of. What are your dreams and your desires? And then the practice that had the biggest impact on me was recently, where I had to go back to the dreams and desires I had set up for myself at the beginning of the magic, and I had to go through it and really, I could only pick 10, but I actually picked 17 because I couldn't pick 10. And what you do is you really think about how you would feel if that came true. So you actually have to think that that desire of yours is true. You have it, you've achieved it, you've got that desire. And then you have to work through, how do you actually feel about it? Who's the first person you told about it? How did you tell them? And what's the first thing you did when you achieved that desire? So for me, at first, that was the one that took the longest. It took me about over half an hour, 45 minutes, I would say. But I realized that towards the middle, once I really kind of got the hang of it, I started having these feelings of genuine excitement, happiness, overjoy, feelings where I just genuinely felt like those desires that I had were so true, and I had them, and I was so excited about it. And then all I could think was that the feeling that I had was associated to this sign, which I think I showed. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I showed this in one of my very early stories when I started. But I created this at Christmas at a calligraphy workshop, and I was looking for a quote, and I just came across this one. But it says, "Create the things you wish existed." And this is something that I say all the time, because if we create the things that we wish existed, we would have the ability to have all those things that we want. and you have the ability to create the life that you want that to exist. It's just you need to be clear on what that is. What do you want to achieve? What life do you want to have and have exist for you? And then you could break it down into all the different areas, like your relationships, your marriage, your partnerships, your business, your career, your work, your fitness and health, your material things, your desires, things around your environment, your housing, all of that stuff. Whatever you want in life, or your level of satisfaction, your joy, your purpose as well. Whatever you want in life, you can create it. You just have to be clear on what it is and and make tangible steps of how to actually move forward to what it is that you want. And if you need help with that, please reach out to me. I can help guide you. I will be offering some coaching, some one-on-one coaching and group coaching. And also I'll be offering some workshops to help you kind of get started. So please reach out and let me know if you have any questions, and I'd be happy to help. So I want to show you this last thing. This is the one that I told you had the biggest impact on me. It's very big, so please forgive me. It's definitely on a corkboard. So when I had to pick my desires, I really had to look through what is it that I wanted to do in my life and what is it that would bring me the most joy. So the first thing you do is you just say thank you. And I created this and I just posted that onto my Instagram last week also, just asking you if you've been thankful for what you have today in your life. And it's very important that you do say thanks, because you do give thanks, because it's important for the rest of your life. So for me, I'm gonna kind of go through it like this. You can't see me, but this is a picture of myself and my daughter. My daughter was 6 months here. And this is the first time, because she was only 6 months, but where I had left the room and had come back in the room, and she dove for me and gave me the tightest hug that I have ever received from her at that time. It was so tight, I couldn't let go, and it just brought so much joy to me. And so for me, having an amazing relationship with my daughter is extremely important for me. I just want to build a relationship of trust and guidance and love. And then a picture of my husband and I on our wedding day. I just want to always have a respectful marriage where we respect each other no matter what. And so that's a big thing for me. This is my mom here with my daughter, and I just want to have a kind relationship with her. This is my dad, and I want to have a better relationship with him. I don't have, we have some things we need to get through, but I don't have the best relationship, but I do want it to be better. And then I put some houses here and a house here, because these are I want to buy our parents' houses. I want to give forward to our parents, my in-laws, as well as my parents, because they're just they're such hardworking people. They've worked hard their whole lives, and they really haven't had the opportunity to enjoy themselves in this life that they've been working so hard for. And they're working class people, and so they don't really have a lot of luxuries in life. And so I just really want to give back to them. I want to purchase them houses. I want to help bring their dreams come true, and any desires that they have in life, I want to help to bring that true for them. This little baby here is a desire for me to carry a healthy pregnancy for future children. I just want to make sure that it's healthy and there's no complications, and that I'm able to do that as well. That would be nice. That actually takes me back to, I'll start here. So I want, not necessarily, it's not about weight loss, but for me, I just want to be healthy, because I do have polycystic ovarian syndrome, and that the only way to actually eliminate that from your body is through diet and exercise. So that's a big goal for me in the next year, is to finally take my diet and exercise and my health into my own hands and really make a change, a huge change, and just eliminate PCOS from my body at all, in all ways. And I'll tell you more about PCOS in a future episode, if you'd like. And if you would like, let me know. Drop a comment in the posts, or send me an email. Let me know. So also for my husband and I would love for us to buy a dream home, and also a cottage on the lake. That's something that we've always dreamed about, having a house on the lake where we can escape and make memories with our family and our friends. That's a huge dream of ours, so I put that there as well. I would also love to buy him a truck because he deserves it. He's such a stellar dad and he's such a great husband. But he never buys himself expensive things or luxurious things because he's wants to always save his money so that we can get more stuff as a family versus just him. So that's what I really, really want. I do want financial freedom and flexibility with my days to allow me to spend more time with my family and not feel that I have to be working. That's very important to me. I do want to take our parents on a dream vacation somewhere where they don't have to worry about anything. They can just relax and everything is paid for. And I want to show them the luxuries of life so that they understand that there are these luxuries in their experience and that at some point in their life, because they are getting older and I do want them to be able to reap the fruits of their labor. They've done a lot of hard work and they've always sacrificed everything for their children. So it's important for me to make sure that they know that they're wanted and they're loved. This is the 5 a.m. club that Robin Sharma has talked about and come up with. And so as you all know, I am joining the 5 a.m. club and I'm trying my best to do that. So I get up every morning. I try to do some yoga flows. I try to do some meditation and I try to do some journaling as well. And just time to just be quiet and admire the world around me with a coffee in my hand. This is a coffee shop. My mom's biggest dream in life has always been to own her own coffee shop. She's an amazing cook. So I want to help make that dream come true and get her a coffee shop so that she can showcase all her amazing talents in cooking and baking to the world. These are 2 cars that I know we want. So we really want this family car. It's an Volvo XC90. And that's the part about the magic. It's not just about the intuitive and the growing as a person, which is the most important part, but you can also talk about material things that you want in life, because, sometimes it's okay to say that I want this material thing because it brings me joy. And if you work hard and you put in the effort to grow as a person and to build your company or your brands, or even yourself as a person, or continue to work hard in your employment place of employment, it's okay to treat yourself once in a while, in a responsible way, I'll say, so you can enjoy the fruits of your own labor. So we want an XC90 as a family car because it's large. It's got 3 rows and I just really love it. And I've always wanted a Mercedes G-Wagon. It's just, such a fun car. I just have always dreamed of having one. And overall in life, this is the most important one, I would say, is that my biggest desire in life is just to be happy. And that's all I want. I just want to be happy. If I have none of this, but I'm happy, that's most important to me. But a lot of this stuff would make me happy. Like my relationships would make me really happy. The cars I could do without doesn't matter to me. If I can't get up at 5 a.m., that's totally fine. If I can't take the dream vacation, can't buy my parents' houses or a coffee shop, that's okay. As long as I'm happy, that's all that matters. Even if I don't lose weight and try to manage my PCOS, if I'm happy, that's it. That's all that matters to me. It's the most important. This piece about being a life coach, I've spent a lot of time thinking about my purpose in life. As you know, my purpose in life is to inspire people, to share these stories with you. And in the last couple of months, I've really been thinking more and more about becoming a life coach. I'm finding that it's a desire of mine that I just have naturally been doing forever. So I feel like it may be time to start moving to doing that more professionally. And if you are interested to hear more about what a life coach does, or to connect with me, to help me guide you in anything, please let me know and I'd be happy to do that. And then the top part here is about providing myself financial freedom in a more specific way. So building myself an empire, I call it, around different areas of my work. So I do work in public health and I'd love to continue to consult in that. I would love to continue to build this podcast and blog, and then do a couple other things around selling some products and creating some products that I could sell also. So that's a dream of mine. And overall, in the next couple of years, I would love if my consulting work could take over my current salary. That's a big one for me, because if it doesn't, I can't actually fully dedicate 100% yet, because I do need that salary to just help pay the bills and help manage in life right now. So that's a real big desire of mine. That whole thing is called a magic board, and those are the things that I had to feel as if they came true. So I felt that I purchased a coffee shop for my mom, or I bought a house for our parents, we bought our own house, or I bought a truck for my husband. And those feelings, to me, it was just insane to me, because it was so true. It made me feel so excited. It made me feel so pumped and so proud of myself. And I felt almost emotional at one point, and at the end of the practice, I just felt this desire of, just this relief that, oh, okay, I got everything that I had been working so hard for. And then I had to come back to reality and realize that, these are the things that I want, but they're not the things that I have already achieved yet, because I'm working towards them. So what do I need to do to work towards this? And I feel that the biggest change in me is not that they came true, but the fact that I felt what it would feel like if it came true. So for me, that was huge. And that gave me more drive and more determination than anything else. So I would highly recommend you to do the magic. But the thing I'll say is, you have to do the whole practice. Well, I've only been doing it for 18 days now, but you have to do it from the beginning, because there's a lot of foundational stuff you need to know. There's a lot of things that you need to understand, and allow it to build one upon the other in order to get the full picture and to really understand what you need to do to achieve your desires. So that's my big recommendation. I do have a link for the magic book on my blog, and you can click on that link and you can purchase yourself a copy. I'll link also the journals that I've been using, so that you can check it out also. And then if you use my link, you can go directly right to Amazon and purchase the book for yourself and get started. So, and if you do get started, tag me, let me know how it's going, send me a message, and let me know how it's going, and I'd love to hear all about it. I just wanted to also send a quick, let you know, so I showed you the magic board. For those of you that remember, I did also create this vision board at the beginning of the year. And I just wanted to talk about vision boarding for a second. There's many different ways to do it. There's a lot of different ways to bring a vision to life. You can have a vision board for many different areas of your life. So I will be offering workshops coming soon around vision boarding and how to get started. And I will be offering workshops over Zoom for folks to talk about vision boarding. We'll be talking about journaling. We'll have one around how to connect deeper and have deeper, meaningful conversation with your friends and your family. And then another one around your desires, how to set your goals, how to plan for your goals and create actions and all that. So stay tuned for all that information. I will send that out. Join my email list, and I will send that out to you first before I post it publicly. I'm excited to have you all come on. The Zoom classes will be limited to 15 people only per workshop, because I want to spend dedicated time with each of you. So make sure that when the link goes out to sign up, you sign up right away. And I'm excited to have you join me. So if you have any questions, send me a note and let me know. And other than that, I'm excited to share with you how the rest of the magic practice goes. I will do an episode sometime in August to let you know how it's been and how it's been since I stopped doing the practice, which actually, to be honest, I'm not going to stop doing the practice. I think I'm going to continue with the gratitude piece of it. And then from time to time, I am going to revisit some of the different practices around the magic and let you know how it goes. And I'll be in touch. I wanted to actually go back to the magic check, as I said I would. The magic check, you do the same thing. So you write yourself a check for the amount that you want. Specifically for what you want, and then you feel as if it's coming true. So you feel as if, so for the pickler triangle for myself yesterday, I felt that I looked out the window at our door, and I felt that the delivery driver was coming up the stairs and dropping the box for the pickler triangle off of my door. And I felt that I was putting it together, and then I felt that my daughter was actually excited and playing on it. So So that's the kind of stuff that you want to do, because if you start feeling those desires, you'll see that it will start coming true. All right. So, yeah, so I'm excited to have these workshops and get to know you in person or on Zoom. That's our new in person. And really get to learn your desires and your dreams. And I'm excited to hear all about it. So make sure you watch out and you let me know if you have any questions. So with that, I want to say thank you so much for listening to the end of this episode. If you could continue to share, like, and subscribe us on all our social media accounts, as well as on YouTube and our podcast platforms, that would be great. And as I mentioned, at the end of the day, you can create the life that you wish existed. And you can catalyze your life from ordinary to extraordinary. And it all starts with you. You are the only one that's in charge of your life, and you're the only one that can take your life in any direction you wish. Okay, so I wish you all a happy week, and I hope you joined the challenge, and I'm excited to see you connect deeper with yourself. And send me a message and tag us on Instagram at howdidyoulearntodothat.com. Tag us at howdidyoulearntodothat, and visit us on our website at howdidyoulearntodothat.com and let us know. All right, we'll see you next week. Bye.